Hey everybody, how's it going? Stephanie Aune here in Concord, California. You are looking at 2 pages of citra-solve glued down with Mod Podge. Citra-solve pages are National Geographic pages that have been basically kind of melted. The ink gets melted by the degreaser. I have heard that there are other degreasers that you can use instead of citra-solve. Um, I will give you a link down underneath of this video to reach the citra-solve, but it is pretty expensive stuff. And I did see a video where a woman had gone to the dollar store and picked up some degreaser and done it with that. And then she was also using other magazines other than National Geographic's. I think it would definitely be worth a shot. The nice thing about the National Geographics, though, is that we do know that the ink kind of leaves that golden sheen. It's just a natural result of their ink and of the paper. So I would definitely try the dollar store degreaser. But if you can find your a National Geographic, it has to be um, a current. So it has to be more current than I think 1980 or something like that. So pretty much any more recent National Geographic, give it a shot. So what I'm using here is the Art Extravagance Bronze Crackle Texture Paste. And I used this particular product throughout this whole book. Um, I really, really do love the effect that it gives. This is, I think it's a Prima product. As you can see, there is definitely an iridescence to those pages. It's a little bit hard to notice in the video itself, but what I'm working on here is I'm trying to not just have one page of one type of stencil. So I am trying to work through and layer a couple of different stencils. Now, a patient person would go through and put on one stencil, and then they would let that dry, and then they would put on the second stencil. But I'm not that patient. I am definitely trying to get all of my stencils to be at least an 8.5 by 11 size, which they don't really make very often, or the 12 by 12 size. I prefer to have a full page that I can work with. However, I have ended up cutting up a couple of my stencils just to be able to slide them into books easier without having that bowing effect where you can't get the texture paste all the way down to the bottom. So this was a really cool stencil, but it's kind of sad that you really don't get the effect of the boxes. And I don't know if it's just trying to use this. The inner boxes show up, but the outer edges that make it unique, they're just kind of hidden. And, it's possible that using that stencil on a different background would work better. This particular stencil I got from Joanne Fabrics. It was in a set of 8, I believe, and it is cardboard. Now, surprisingly, and it was relatively cheap. I think it was $10 for 8 of them, something like that. They have held up surprisingly well. Although this one, of course, now I have also cut up into pieces so that I no longer have to fight around that edge. I just ended up cutting off the edge, basically. And here I'm trying to go back and make those squares better, and then trying to, again, if I would have stopped and waited, then I wouldn't have had that mushiness in between. But I end up making it work in the end, but it takes a bit. So this particular video, I can't remember if I told you or not. This video I ran across when I was cleaning out all my altered book videos. And they take up so much space in the computer that have deleted. I have to delete them as I go along. Um, but this was one that was kind of sitting in there, number 6523, and started it up. I'm like, oh, hey, there's the beginning of the crystal blue drop page, and I was excited about that. Okay, so I don't like that still. That big stencil, that didn't work anyway. I didn't put enough product down, number one, and number two, it's not a very thick stencil. Oh, here I'm trying that. So, here I was like, oh, okay, so maybe if I put this diamond shape in the center, maybe that'll work. Maybe, that'll give it a good transition from the squares to the circles. Just looking for a graphic element in there. And again, I was wanting something different from the next page, which was that purple Baroque page, which had the damask stencil on both sides of it. So I didn't want to keep using so much the same stencil. Okay, so then I decide to scrape all of that off and to redo it again. Basically it just didn't look good. So that is the nice thing about this particular crackle paste, is that it is pretty forgiving. If you mess it up, just take it off. Anything that's left underneath just adds a nice iridescence again. So, you don't have to be quite so exact with this stuff. I like that. We know I'm a fairly exacting person, but if something allows me to kind of mess up or layer or whatever without looking horrible, I always appreciate that. Okay, so now we're going to try to put some dots on the bottom, because again, you just kind of have those random squares just floating out there. The effect of that stencil, while it looks very cool, just really didn't work out too great for me. Let's see, what else do I know? It's a beautiful, oh, wait, here we go. So basically I'm about to ready to leave this alone for the day, because with this, of course it has to dry. I believe that was the Delusions London Blue spray, and then, whoops, here we are the next day after it has dried. Has a beautiful iridescence. Sometimes if you spray that crackle spray, it will pick up the underneath colors, and it will pick up colors that you put over the top of it, and you can get some really great effects with that. Here I am just working on taking down a little bit of that. It's not necessarily that's a brash color, but it is a little, it can be a little bit too much, so I try to make kind of a vignette, so it's going to be darker on the edges, it's going to be brighter on the inside. And this is a nice soft color that does tone down, and I'm just brushing it lightly over the top, not trying to get down into that really beautiful blue that's underneath of there. And I think I'm going to come in with the China blue. This is a Ranger product. I always have those sitting on my desk, the sprays. You don't have to have a ton of them, but there are some that I would highly recommend. The London blue is great. Again, that's Delusions. The China blue is beautiful. The Peacock blue is kind of a little bit more green or teal color. As we know, I love the Fired Brick. It's one of my favorites. The amber color can really brighten up a page or vintage a page very easily. Of course, you have your browns and your espressos. All right, this is kind of the finishing touch here. This is my Timber Brown StazOn. just going lightly, picking up and covering a bit of that raised stencil. And this page was actually pretty easy once I got the stencil to where I wanted it to be. And you know, the coloring is just beautiful. It's very rich. It's a very rich page. And then, of course, there's the Baroque page where the gemstone drop goes into that one eventually. Oh, that's right, that page ended up getting ruined when I was working on the fire page. That's why I had to cut that out. So we're almost done here. The next section I will be just talking to you on the video. So you'll be back to hearing my voice in real time. This is my first attempt at voiceover. Yay, I figured out how to do it, but it takes a lot of time to edit the videos this way. But I think I was watching a movie this day. So anyway, today is November 3rd. The first page to that was probably finished up, I don't know, probably a couple months ago. And then the gemstone edition was added, you know, right before I finished the book. So, or the crystal drop. Please like and subscribe, comment and share and do all those great things and help a girl out. Please use the links to Amazon. I'm still trying to get verified through them. So I need to have like 3 purchases, and then hopefully they'll say I'm bona fide enough for them to allow me to use their links. So I hope you guys have a great day. Enjoy your Saturday. I need to go take a little nap and relax, and got a show coming up at the end of the month. So we'll chat soon. Have a great day. Bye. All right, I have some edges to go through and check out. I have to think about this page and this page. Let's look through poems real quick. Excuse me. I'm going to take these out for now because I'm constructing in my brain. Too fat. I'm looking at the box size. It's under here. What do I have up here? What do I have here? Oh. It's coming. It's coming to me, people. Okay. garbage. Do not want to step on that. Okay. Need something thick like this. I need space to work. Look. My darling, you are going to go down here. For now. Okay. These kids look kind of spooky. I like this because it's, I don't want corrugated. I want this. I need corrugated for the thickness. I think my X-Acto was somewhere under here uncovered. Anybody see my X-Acto? I do kind of wonder where the open X-Acto knife is at. Oh, hey, I found it. It was closed. Put it away, too. But not in any place. Nothing's normal right now. Nothing's normal. Going a little crazy. This is pretty small. Doesn't want to stick. Okay, fun. Okay. How this was going to work. Okay. Because I'm going to have to cover the inside too.
I need to leave 1 inch in the middle for this guy. It's a good idea, but it's not going to work. So let's try something. Got to think of what color that page is. It's the blues. Dirty sand. I think this one, patina. Or deep sea. Let's go with the deep sea. Alright, I think we're done with this. I kind of think I want to paint this a little bit lighter here. Just a touch. I still want to keep it translucent. Ish. Because I don't really want to keep it translucent. All right, let's get this dry. Okay. And once again, I have an X-Acto knife that's laying here somewhere, open. So let's try some stays on. Let's see if that will work. And what color did I decide on? Deep sea, the patina. Let's try the patina. Okay, that's quite juicy. It's not going to cover everything, unfortunately. All right, and let's try. Let's see if any of that'll stick on there. Oh, And just, you know, for the fun of it, stick your colors in paint. Oh, good God. And then stick your hands right in it. Kind of looks like it went on everywhere. Was not supposed to do that, but possibly it's all tacky enough that that's how it does it. However, I do know that these are absolutely beautiful to use. So I'm just going to be okay with that. Oh, don't do that. I saw a lady say you can use this stuff. I read on the internet that it does do that. This is glycerin. It's quite a bit of smoking though. Alright, so okay. The StaysOn didn't impress me at all. Let's find a dry brush. I'm going to edge this. And the inside. And we're going to put on the patina. Let's do it over here. Okay, I was watching Seth do this, and he just dumped it all on there. Really covered it. And then he took the piece and he knocked it off. And he took this and put this back in there. Now I'm fine with all over coverage here because that looks like crap so far, so if this gets it better looking. All right. So I love that. Oh. We're going to put on another layer of that stuff because that kicks butt. I don't know if I need to let it cool more or if I can just put it on. We're going for it. Again, guys, I don't have a clue what I'm doing here. Saw a lady use the glycerin stuff, so I ordered some. It's pretty cheap. It's vegetable glycerin. I think it was $6 for that huge bottle. This will make a beautiful element in my book. If I can make it work right. Right? Look at these edges. I'm going to take a Seth after class on Monday. I'm actually really looking forward to it. Getting out there and really learning some new stuff. Very interesting. All right, let's try this again. Doesn't seem to be sticking very well this time. Of course, I put my fingers all over the top of it, so possibly that's why. That's beautiful. Now, let's look at, that's cool. They're the same depth. Just the littlest push there because it's not deep enough. Got a little half twist in the wire. I like that. This wire needs to probably come back through here because otherwise it's not going to work very well here. It's going to look a little clustery, meaning not pretty in the middle of that. See? Don't love that. Okay, let's cut it off. Try again. Don't go for halfway done at this point. Do not accept half-assed at this point. Okay. I'm just looking around my desk to see what else I could use. Taking advantage of this moment to repair where that glycerin is coming off. Do not use the glycerin. Okay. Little stays on. Beautiful. Perfect little element. Okay. Dirty hands. White, clean crystal. This, make sure it's closed. It's making my hands greasy. Where's that chain? And should lay. Oh, it's one too long. Is it one too long or is it just right? It's one too long. Okay. 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 I do think I'm crazy, just to let you guys know. I think I'm certifiable. Why am I doing this? Where's my tacky glue? That center's not propped enough, is it? Hang that guy upside down. There, that's flat. As flat as I can get it. Okay, we've got weights. and propters. I'm just going to kind of smoosh that around. I don't want it to move around a whole bunch when I set it down. I don't want that glue to get everywhere. I'm not squeezing out more glue, I'm just moving it. Alright. I'm just going to eyeball this. That needs a little plaque of something, doesn't it? Okay, let's see what our measurements are here. Okay, so that's 1.5 inches from the edge. That is 1.5 inches from the edge. That's perfect. I'm going to bring it just a little bit more now, though. 1.25 inches. Okay, so that's pretty perfect right there. That's really an interesting piece. It's pushing it. Bastard page. This one's heavy enough that it's staying. That one's heavy. That shouldn't move. Okay, I'm going to bed. I have no idea what time it is. We'll chat soon. And we'll go through tomorrow. I think I'm essentially done. I wouldn't mind the poem over here or a poem over here, but I think I'm going to leave those 2 pages kind of mimic each other. And I think it's going to be good. Just like it is. Alright guys, I will do the final walkthrough hopefully tomorrow in the sunlight. We'll chat soon. We got a lot of stuff done today. We put on windows, we made a new element with new techniques. This is exciting stuff. I might go through and do some dots tomorrow on it. Maybe, but maybe not. I'd like to stabilo the edge probably. We'll see. All right, bye.